Forgive me, I skipped to I'm going to back up to number 8. Welcome anyway, Ben.
I'm up.
You're not going to talk about the mitigation plan. You're talking about number 8. Public hearing to consider. I'm glad this is almost over.
All right, so maybe a little more exciting.
Paper.
Maybe a little more exciting than number 9, but
I don't know. We're going to have a public hearing here in a minute.
Let me find my slides here. Okay, so good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council. So the item before you is in regards to the Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report, also known as the CAPER. So basically, this is an annual requirement for an accounting on our CDBG use and funds. So the CAPER, it's an annual report that's required of jurisdictions that receive community development block grant funds. Yuba City is an entitlement jurisdiction. We receive funding, federal funding on a formula base based on population from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Renewal, also known as HUD. CDBG provides funding to expand economic opportunities with the sole purpose, the priority purposes of decent housing and suitable living environments for low and moderate income persons. So here's a table of how the 1920 CDBG funds were allocated. Of the $647,714, it was broken down into the categories in the table. $130,000 approximately for administration at a 20% cap, a homeless service, the homeless service consolidation and the homeless service administration, which for the Better Way and the Yuba City Homeless Consortium at the 15% cap, which was $97,157. And then we had some housing rehab projects at $15,000 to Freed and an owner-occupied rehab program through the city. And then also Regional Housing Authority, Kingwood Commons roof repair at $60,000. And then for public facility improvements, we had the ADA sidewalk project to the city for $140,000 and the San Brandon Park playground replacement project for $160,000. So that was basically how those funds were broken out for 1920. So of that, 34, regarding the housing funds, 34 low-income, disabled, and senior households were assisted through the Freed Home Repair Habitat for Humanity Exterior Home Repair Project and the Senior Handyman Program. Typically, that's for adding grab bars, ramps, safety poles, and other assistant items through Freed. Outside repair work through the Habitat for Humanity projects, and then also gates, deck repair, light fixtures, toilets, etc. through the Senior Handyman Project. And then you have the relatively large roof project in this category for the Kingwood Commons building that held 10 units. These programs provide minor to major health and safety repairs, accessibility modifications, and energy efficient improvements to their homes. Public service activities, and so this was at $97,000 broken into two $2 amounts, $47,000 for the Sutter Yuba Homeless Consortium, and then $47,000 for the Sutter County Homeless Shelter operation. And so a large part, so with the Sutter Yuba Homeless Consortium, funding went through to their partners with Central Valley Homelessness, Salvation Army, Hands of Hope, Bridges to Housing, and where they aided 1,155 low-income persons. Sutter County used their funds to build, to participate. The city awarded funds through this program to aid in the funding of the Better Way construction. Regarding public facility improvements, the ADA improvements, it's an ongoing citywide project to rehabilitate ADA ramps at various low-income census tracts throughout the city, with a large amount, a relatively small amount being used of the 1920 money at the point in time in the program year, but with the recent work on Franklin Avenue, that basically is going to draw down the 18 money that was available, all of the 19 money, and then go into the 20 money. And so here in the next couple months, there'll be invoices out to draw down that money. San Brandon Playground, $160,000 was that allotted for the playground equipment. This was recently constructing and open. I don't know if it's open. I shouldn't say that. But I just noticed on Facebook that it was released that it's been, project's finished. So public outreach with the CAPER. So per the federal guidelines, the city's required to solicit feedback on this report to find out if we need to make any improvements or do things different. There was a 15-day public comment period that we issued in the paper as of October 3rd with a notice on the city's website for public input. And so with that, I recommend that the city council conduct a public hearing and then make a recommendation to approve the CAPER and adopt a resolution authorizing staff to submit all necessary documents to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Questions before we open the
That's a
public
quick
hearing?
question. Thanks, Ben, for the presentation. In regards to the outreach, which is always kind of a concern of mine, did we use any of the other social media avenues, Facebook, social, Twitter, any of those things to, that people may pay attention to in regards to seeking some feedback?
We did not. We did not for this.
Could we consider that possibly in the future? Again, I'm not trying to add to your work.
No, absolutely.
It's just an outreach effort, to try to include the public as much as possible.
It definitely can. I believe we still have the social media accounts with Instagram and Facebook.
Thank you.
All right, that being said, we will open up the public hearing. Public hearing is to consider the proposed 2019-2020 Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report for the Community Development Block Grant Program. It is now open. If there are any members of the public who would like to address the council on the issue, please provide your statement via public comment and state your name and address for the record. Nothing? Anything online?
Nothing online.
All right. Hearing no further comment, we will close it and bring the matter back to council.
Through the mayor,
Sir.
I'd like to approve the CAPER and adopt a resolution authorizing staff to submit all necessary documents to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Second.
All right, we have a first and a second to approve the CAPER and staff's recommendation. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed? None. Motion passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Now we're
Jaspreet,
going on to
for
number
doing the
9.
work.
I'm sorry, what?
I wanted to thank Jaspreet for the work on that.
Yes. Is she here? She's probably watching. Oh, there she is. All right.